This is the only thing that kept me sane for the hardest 2 years of my life. For the last 2 years, I've been buried in work, building biz ops, staying focused, and doing everything that it takes to make this real. And throughout that entire timeline, I really only had one true escape. And no, it wasn't jujitsu, it wasn't the gym. Even those things can feel like work at times. It was books, and not the business or self-help kind, because don't get me wrong, those are very, very important, but they can almost feel like a to-do list at times as well. I'm talking about real books, dense stories and worlds that pull you out of your own, specifically fantasy. I remember being that kid on the playground that was always like carving out his own plot during recess. I'd pretend I was in some medieval world filled with magic. I was creating all of these different plot lines in my head, and I was fighting all of these like imaginary creatures and monsters. And it took me a long time to realize that these books actually help me relive those moments. They give me that same sense of escape. And a few years ago, if you were to ask me that I'd be obsessed with reading books and fantasy and sci-fi, I would have laughed. Now it's my favorite way to disconnect. And yeah, it's probably costed me a small fortune, but it has been worth every dollar spent. Over time, this has grown to become a huge part of my life, so I'm excited to be sharing updates on what I'm reading, what's worth diving into, and maybe even pulling some lessons from the different worlds that I find myself getting lost in. These books have become a huge part of my life and have taught me more than I ever thought would be possible, and I can't wait to share it with everyone.